Evolution's news. Now, I watched a couple of bits of content from guys that went to I don't know if it was a capture event. I don't think it was, but went to an EA event where they got to see some Ultimate Team content. And one of the great things was from, I believe it was Kimpembro's video that I watched, is that he had indicated that not every player will be able to be evolved. However, there will be criteria to be met to be evolved. And he gave an example of, for example, it might be like you might have to be like a 68 rated Bundesliga striker. Like, that's the only criteria. And then you've got some objectives to do. And when they get upgraded, they don't go from 68 to 69, 69 to 70. They might go from like a 68 to a 75 and a bit of skill moves and stuff. And I think that's really cool, because what that would allow to do then is it would allow you to have some creativity in the players that you can go in for. And if it's what I think it is going to be, if it's what I think EA are going to do, with what I understand, again, listening to Kimpembro's video and a few other bits of content, is even though not every player will be eligible at the start, it seems like there's going to be multiple different seasons worth of criteria. So you might have, like, you know, there might just be a bronze player, at which point you can just upgrade bronze players. And it seems like they have the ability to introduce new criteria and allow you to continually evolve players through multiple seasons to get them from bronze and silver cards and even promo cards and special cards all the way up. And so that's really cool. Now, what I did want to look at was because this is where it gets interesting, is how does evolutions in Madden... this is a bit different, isn't it? Yeah, this isn't what I think FIFA is going to be. I think FIFA is going to be a little bit closer to NBA 2K. Grab 16 rebounds in a game, get 2 steals in a game, score 39 points in a single game. That's for the first, like, evolution. That's how I think it's going to be for FIFA. Is I think you're going to be able to put the card, like, get the card, as long as it meets the criteria for being evolved. Then you're going to be able to just, you know, play 5 games, score 5 goals, etc., and then it gets evolution. What's going to be interesting about the evolution campaign is that, from what I gather, you are going to be able to do multiple cards. Like, there's going to be lots of cards that are an option. And so that's going to be cool. The question that I think people have, the question that I have, and as Daniel in the chat says there, but Nepo, do you think it will be a fast or a slow evolution? That's going to be the very, very big thing for EA to get right. Because if they make it, like, we got 3 scenarios when it comes to EA. Scenario number 1 is they make it way too easy. And, you know, you can turn a 73, whatever the cap is. Let's say the cap is an 86, and silver wingers is what you have to use. If you can do 73 to an 86 in like 5 or 6 games or 10 games, it's just going to be a bit like, this novelty is going to wear off real fast. On the flip side, if for you to get that first evolution is like, you know, play 50 games with the silver card, it's all of a sudden going to be like, oh God, that's going to be way too long. So it's going to be really difficult for EA to get the balance right, but I'm sure that they've taken a lot of feedback from people, and it should be good. The other thing that's very interesting is once you evolve a player, from what I believe, they become untradeable, which makes perfect sense, right? Because EA don't want you taking a 73, farming it to an 86, and then selling it for coins, right? Or even in this case to a 91 Garnacho. I saw some other... However, from what I do understand, is that once it becomes untradeable, it's still yours. So you can still use it in an SBC. Now that, for me, adds massive value to the game in terms of playing the games. When we think back to FIFA 19 and FIFA 20, we used to grind and farm league SBCs like crazy to get the players at the end to do SBCs with, to get packs to do SBCs with, to gain coins. It would be so incredible if I could just go and get 3 or 4 players, grind them up to an 86 or an 87, put them in an SBC, go and get 3 or 4 more players, do the same thing. And for me, that would be perfect, because I've always been so curious as to why we've been able to get so much from menus and so little from gameplay. And this could be the perfect balance there. If you like the menus, great. If you like trading, great. If you just want to play 50 games of FIFA a day, that'd be pretty crazy, but 30 games of FIFA a day, but you still want to have the ability to do all the SBCs and whatnot, now you can. Knowing EA, they will put it behind a massive time wall, but we can't get a 91 until like March. So that would be... So from what I understand, you'll be able to get like Garnacho, for example, to an 86, and then the next season, you'll basically then need to wait for a criteria to open up for you to be able to further upgrade Garnacho. So it might just be 85 plus rated players, and then anyone that's 85 plus will work from them. This is what Twitter is saying. They will have 3 steps for an upgrade. First upgrade step is only via objectives. Second and third upgrade step can be via objective or coins and no FIFA points. Well, that's interesting. It won't match the power curve of the game. It never will. The only thing that I think would be terrible is if, like in the current FIFA sense, you get a season last for 5 weeks. If you could take like a 73 to an 85 in the first 5 weeks, and then in the second 5 weeks from an 85 to an 88, and then in the third 5 weeks from like an 88 to a 90, waiting 15 weeks to be able to get them to a point where they're in line with anyone, it just would be terrible. But at the same time, I'm not sure I can see EA giving people the ability to play up to a 90 plus rated squad in their own time. So it's going to be very interesting in that one. They limit it heavy like swaps, so it's going to be basically almost dead content. It depends how many you can do, doesn't it? That's the thing, right? Like I say, if I could go and get 20, 30, 40 like silver players and grind them all up to being like half decent valued cards so that I could do SBCs, I'm playing the living hell out of that. I don't care if it stops. If I can only do like a certain 5 players or 8 players or 10 players, I don't think it will be as engaging. But yeah, if I could just constantly go and grow players to use elsewhere in the game, that would be amazing. I really like the idea of having, a team that is just upgradable. Not sure how they balance it, to be honest, because the 91 Garnacho week 1 is just as bad as waiting months. Yeah, it is, yeah. What if the upgrades are just upgradable to keep in line with the power curve, so you can only upgrade 86 cards in the first season, then when it hits next season, you can upgrade a bit further. I think something like that would be likely, yeah. So evolutions in EAFC. They will have 3 steps for an upgrade. First step is only via objectives. Second and third upgrade step can be via objectives or coins. No FIFA points needed. More in a while from this guy. Let's have a look at this guy's account if he's getting some info. Evolutions are cool. I'm pumped for this. I can't even lie. I genuinely love that stuff. Oh, that's the other thing. So, one thing that I did see from Kim Pembroke's video about evolutions is part of the evolutions are going to have the possibility to change positions. Now, that is really, really cool. I'm not so sure personally that I would evolve Luka Modric to a striker, but certainly taking somebody who can play, like if Ben White is a right back this upcoming game cycle because he played right back for Arsenal last season, then being able to evolve him and turn him into a centre back would be perfect. Yeah, Acuna is a perfect example. Taking that left mid Acuna, evolving him up, turning him into a centre mid. Now, he might already have, like, if players have already got, like, position changes, you don't need to evolve them into that position change. They'll already have it. But if players don't have that position, getting Mbappe, who this year, so he's got left wing, centre, and forward and striker, being able to, like, evolve, like, an Mbappe to a right wing, how cool would that be? That would be so sick. Again, it's nothing that's like groundbreaking. It's nothing that's like super game changing. It just allows you more squad opportunities, more squad building opportunities, more opportunities to actually build your ultimate team. And that's what's got me hyped this year, specifically with the evolution content. The hype for me is that I can take the full Arsenal team, hopefully have the ability to evolve all of them and continually evolve them, play rivals with them, play champs with them, and not feel like I'm at a distinct disadvantage. Fullbacks to centre-backs probably going to be back, right? Well, it depends how you can evolve it and how EA allow it and enable it. They might not, right? It might be like a predefined, it might be a predefined, like taking a left mid and evolving it to a striker. We don't really know much more on it at this moment in time. You upgrade only silver cards and gold cards. So from what I understand from Kimpembe's video is you're going to be able to upgrade cards that meet a criteria. So I don't know how it will be visually represented, but EA will release like a new season, and with that new season will become the evolution criteria. And if you've got a player that fits that criteria, you can upgrade that player, and that will just it could be really, really kind of focused. It could be like it has to be a Portuguese left wing back rated 83 playing in the French league, and then it's like, okay, you know who that's going to be that is part of that upgrade. But Kimpembe was expressing how at the event that he was at when he got to be hands-on with it, it was Bundesliga, like German Bundesliga striker rated 68 or above. And all of a sudden, that opens up. If we look at the players now, if we go for leagues, Bundesliga, rating 68 to 99, position striker. Now all of these cards are eligible. Obviously, players like, or if it has to be like if it has to be German, it didn't say German, but you could basically take all of these guys and grind them all up. And that's why it's exciting to me, because first of all, this is going to open up, like if your favorite team is Schalke or Hertha or Dortmund, you're going to be able to work on those players. Second of all, if you can upgrade them in a reasonable amount of time to like an 84 or an 86, you just go and get two of these guys. Go and farm them up. Go and get them to 86. Then go and get another two guys. And you just be able to go and get loads and loads and loads of high-rated cards and play with loads of different players and experience the differences and the discrepancies in the stats and how they play once they've evolved. And if the evolution, I suppose one of the sad parts would be if the evolution is identical, right? If we take these two guys that both have these stats here, a 68 and an 81, and then we evolve them both and they both just become like 76 rated cards with identical Alex Hunter-esque style stats, then it's going to be quite boring, because then you're not really evolving that player. You're just kind of like getting a default already pre-decided concept of a card. The icon chemistry in general is very good. So what they've done with icon chemistry, I'll show you on FIFA 23. We build a squad and we put Thierry Henry in here. What you'll notice for chemistry is that he gives 2 links to France and then no links anywhere else. So if you had, say, Haaland and, let's say, Odegaard in the team, right? You don't get any you get 1 chemistry on these guys for linking each other, but you don't get any other chemistry. Obviously, Henry gets full chem. In the new game, Henry will give 1 chemistry point to every league. So you could even have as well, like, Eder Militao and Courtois. And so, like, in the new game, the way this will work is Henry will give 1 La Liga link and 1 Premier League link, which would give all 4 of these players 1 extra chemistry point, which is just a really good change. It just makes so much sense, because icons, like, everybody's team is filled with icons, of course, but icons in previous FIFAs, like back in FIFA 22 and whatnot, the way that they used to work, FIFA 22 squad builder, we would put Henry in here, and we could literally put any single player next to him, and they would get chemistry links. And that just made perfect sense. They get the link, right? Just made perfect sense. So yeah, the new style of chemistry for icons now for FC24 rather than for FIFA 23, it's just brilliant. It is going to allow you to genuinely build some fun teams, especially if they give more premium chemistry next year. That would be awesome. But it basically means like the more icons you have, the better links you can have. In terms of FUT draft, it's obviously going to be incredible because all of a sudden icons are going to allow you to build hybrids rather than currently in draft. You're kind of forced to go down a league and some icons. It's very difficult to get 2 leagues and icons on full chemistry in a FUT draft. Next year it's just going to be way better. 4 icons and every other player gets minimum 2 chem. Yeah, see, and so if you have 4 icons, let's put Maldini in here and put Herrero. What's his name? What's the left back's name? Hierro. Jesus, my brain melted there. Hierro in there, and then put in like a Rabiot. What will happen for Rabiot is he'll get all of the league links from the 4 icons. So he'll get 2 from the league. And because he's got the French league link with Henry, he gets full chemistry in the new system, which is really, really cool. Donk's got us with a bit of information there. Claim all objectives button is coming. Change position without modifier, which is just perfect, isn't it? And then new chemistry for icons. We've obviously gone through the new chemistry already. Changing positions without a modifier is, again, it's just brilliant. It's one of those things that just shouldn't be a part of like in real life, because obviously Ultimate Team is fantasy based, but I always try and like take it back to real life. And I think to myself, in real life, if Wenger wanted Henry to play at striker instead of at left wing one game, he wouldn't be sitting there going, "Oh no, I don't have any position modifiers. Sorry, Thierry, you're gonna have to play at left wing, mate, or you're gonna have to play without chemistry at striker." He'd just play him at striker. And so it makes sense, right? It's good. It's a good move from EA. Claim all objective button is one of the biggest moves. Like, obviously, it's a lot easier to claim objectives on web app, but who really can be bothered to log onto the web app every time they want to just claim an objective? So a claim all button, it's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be phenomenal. We've obviously got I saw a pack animation as well. We've obviously got the card types now as well. And what's really interesting is, obviously, you can see the play styles on the side now. This concept is really good, by the way. I'm not sure that I'm personally like keen on that. I don't know. It looks a bit weird for me. The rest of the card design I like. You can see the chem style up here now. The rating, the position, the image, the nation, the club, and the league at the bottom. I really like the play styles content. So the new card design's good. And we did see, this is from footgraphics.com, but this isn't an actual pack animation. This is just the way the pack animation is going to look. And then he's showing how to like use his template to create like the different card styles and whatnot. But this pack animation, it genuinely looks brilliant. And you can see when he ticks on the green in a second, that sort of stuff, that's basically what it's going to look like. That's like the interchangeable color scheme. So you're going to get like a promo card, and that's what it's going to look like. And I think, depending on how we get to this point, like when you open the pack, if it just boom straight away, I don't know if I'd like that. I'd like I really enjoyed the tunnel animation and going down the tunnel in general, and then kind of like getting some tells as you go down it. You're like, oh, it's a walkout. You'd know straight away if it was a promo card or a special card or an icon. And then finally seeing who you get at the end. That was good for me. This year, I really don't like you press open and you instantly know who you've got. I don't know, one of those ones that's like personal preference for people. Is that real or just a prediction? This is real. This is just the way the card will look, the face card will look in the pack. What we don't know is what the actual animation is, right? So this could be like an instant animation. There could be a build up to this animation. Like, We're still waiting to see some footage on a concrete animation, but this is what the pack is going to look like. This is what the pack opening will look like. Mr. Foot Graphics has got a whole bunch of stuff. So that's his Messi template that he's got there. That does just look so cool, doesn't it? This is the playstyles content. This is the first evolution card, and of course, the card itself is a genius for evolution, isn't it? And then this is what's interesting to me, not Mr. Isaac's surname there, but it's going to be very curious to me how many playstyles people can have on a card. And the reason why I'm going to be intrigued with that, let me go and find it. So Luke Molyneux on Twitter gave a breakdown of what he thinks everybody will have for playstyles. Some of them are playstyles plus, some of them are just regular playstyles. But it is genuinely going to be interesting how many people can have, because it comes down to the fact of, like, imagine like Kevin De Bruyne with all those playstyles. He's just going to be dumb good, right? But shouldn't Kevin De Bruyne, one of the best players in the world, be dumb good? There's certainly a debate for that. The issue comes in the fact that because you'll be able to apply playstyles and possibly playstyle pluses to everybody, you could take some rando player, give them all the priority playstyle pluses, and make them dumb good. Maybe you should be able to do that because it's Ultimate Team at the end of the day. But then it just devalues good players. So it's definitely an interesting point. I really, really like the concept here. I like the idea of creating the team and showcasing what the sort of what they would have, what they would be. Who said we can put them on players? So from what I understand, playstyles will be in packs like chem styles. That may be misinformation, but that my understanding is that playstyles aren't going to be something that is just attributed to someone. It is going to be something in Ultimate Team at the very least that is a like pack filler that you're able to pack and then pop on. We shouldn't be allowed to put all playstyles on any card. But then you do have players that deserve multiple playstyles, even several playstyles. So what about someone like De Bruyne that does deserve multiple different playstyles and then gets capped at 3? So here's the thing. Here's the thing, like, about content like this. I see a lot of people, when it comes to ratings, be surprised, happy, or upset about their particular player's ratings. Even though this says official ratings from this graphics designer, they will not be official ratings. They might be the right ratings in general. They might be, but they're not official, right? The official ratings will come literally when the official ratings from EA come. There won't be, you won't, like, any card that you would have seen from a content creator somewhere else won't be official. What do you guys reckon? Robin as a hero or as an icon? For me, it has to be an icon. Are we sure on the pack animation, but not ratings? Because we've seen the pack animation, and therefore we know what the pack animation is. But the ratings, in spite of what we've seen, won't be final. They never are at this stage in the game. As I say, like, the only players that you might have as potentially finalized is the women, because they weren't in previous games. Genuinely horrific quality, but you can see they've got the rebrand, which is this section just to the side of my face cam. Ultimate Team, Manager Career, Player Career, Volta, and Clubs. They all now have their own kind of like branding, their own badge. Above that image, we've got Champions. Now, it's the same red Foot Champs, or the same red Champions logo, which is a little bit disappointing. But it's there. But anybody who's got incredibly good enhancing software to make this clear, that would be nice. Yeah, the vertical menu is quite nice, but yeah, so Champions is going to be there. I don't know what that says, mind you, but Champions is going to be there. So we've got this Ultimate Team menu, squad objectives, evolutions, transfers, and SBCs. We've got the icon news, of course, which we knew about. No position modifiers in FC, EA Sports FC we knew about. This was the actual pack that somebody took a picture of from the event. This is how we know, first and foremost, what the pack is going to look like. This isn't the animation, of course. This is just the pack itself. But it also gives a little bit of other indications. So first of all, I believe that's the women's badge, the nation, the club, everything else we've seen. And then how about that? Underneath the boot right there, it indicates first owner. Not that that means much to many people, but I think that's really cool. I think that's really cool. The fact that we know straight away from the look of the card whether or not it's first owner. You don't have to go into it anymore. You just get to see it straight away. I think is very, very good. But yeah, Pepsi should be a promo. I would not be surprised if we saw things like this. Obviously, it's not going to be a 99 Vinicius Jr. And they don't have a chem style on him either. But that card design, man, like the Nike promo, which I suppose we've got with that Nike check, is pretty cool for sure. Oh, so somebody else talked to me about the Champions League Heroes. I know we're getting Champions League Heroes because it's on EA's actual website, right? If you pre-order by 22nd of August, which is about a month from the time I'm recording this video, you receive an untradeable UCL, WCL hero in Ultimate Team on 27th of November. Now, that's obviously 3 months after the pre-order, but I think the game comes out in September, doesn't it? So you're going to have to wait September, all of October and all of November. You're going to have to wait 2 months to get this card. But the question remains of these Champions League Heroes, is this an official leak right here from EAFC 24 Leaks and News and FIFA 23, or is this a concept? If it's a concept, I can't personally imagine they give a Lionel Messi hero card. But now that it's in the MLS, maybe they do. Maybe this is the way that they get the high-level Lionel Messi-esque style cards out. Yeah, Robben's going to be an icon, so he does indicate that he'll be an icon. It's still very interesting to understand that we could potentially have Champions League heroes not as players that have retired, but instead as players that are still active. Imagine if that's real, we get those cards. Either way, the card itself is so sick. Yeah, it still gets the top players in favor. Give them a hero card. They obviously still have the rights to the card, so I did see, I tried to find it. I saw some actual Ultimate Team in-game screenshot menus. So sometimes so hard to like find these pieces. Oh, one thing that I did see was and I don't know if I don't know where that screenshot came from. It was one of the Twitter accounts where you could get multiple versions of the same player in the pack at the same time. So if, for example, Messi has an inform, both his gold card and his inform card will be in packs at the same time, rather than his inform card replacing his gold card. Oh, and on that note of Foot Sheriff, he's literally just leaked the fact that John Arne Riise will be coming as a hero. Yeah, we will be able to pack more than one version of the same player in a single pack. Now, of course, I don't expect, like, there have been times, though, for example, where like a Team of the Year has had a promo card in packs at the same time, right? Or they had like we've had like a Player of the Month. I suppose Player of the Month doesn't matter, but I don't think you'll see a Player of the Month in packs. But the idea is that if Haaland's got a Team of the Year and he's got an inform in packs, you'll be able to pack his inform, his Team of the Year, and his gold all freely. Like, I don't know how EA will be able to determine which player is the one that you get, because if you pack 91 Haaland, let's assume he's a 91. If you pack 91 Haaland and he's got a 98 Team of the Year in packs at the same time, you'd be livid, wouldn't you? You'd be so angry. Like, it is going to be an entirely new, like, tease. So we've got the pre-order bonuses in already, obviously. Ultimate Edition gives you the Nike kit, a Nike campaign loan item for 24 games. Interesting that it's 24 games specifically. Access to the Nike Ultimate Team campaign, which is also very interesting because that means that should be a little bit of fun. Some FC points, 7 days early access, and a Team of the Week player. All pre-orders include Haaland for 10 games, 2 Ambassador loan player pick items for 5 Ultimate Team matches, and then some bonus unlocks. And of course, the game is out on the 27th of November, with the early access giving you 20th of November, or 22nd of November, is it? Yes, 20th of November, which isn't too far away. We're at the 19th of July, so we have literally 2 months. Unfortunately, 2 months is actually, I think, 7 weeks rather than, 9 weeks rather than 8 weeks, which is a bit of a pain. And then we obviously had the gameplay deep dive on the channel if you missed that before, where we went through all of that. But that is everything we know about FC24, all of the leaks, all of the confirmed things. And as more comes out, we will upload more videos. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.